So, speaking of TMI about Rusty, Spirit and Opportunity. Enough said.
Enough said. Moving on. Okay. So we also watched the boy adventurers, or the ex-boy adventurers, I should say, try to solve the mystery of their dead therapist, and get into shenanigans and have adventures along the way. But mostly it leads them to a strip club to fight with a bunch of henchmen.
A bar brawl.
And which, best sound effects ever.
Oh my gosh. My favorite part about the Batman animated series when I was little, and I realized this statement, even the preface to it, makes me a complete nerd. Not like it was a secret.
The animated series?
Yeah, I used to watch it. I was a big fan.
You mean like the animated?
No, actually, it wasn't the animated
you're talking about
series.
The live action.
It was the live action series with the boom, pow, smack, crack.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Well,
it was just genius to me that they would put
genius. Really?
The sound effects in there.
I preferred the animated series.
I mean, I was like 7, so
I was like 17. Okay, so groin, squash, cower, jet kick. Those were a few of the sounds that you heard last night.
If you were watching.
Enjoy. So,
brought back.
Also, it was really weird. It's just like totally random side note. We find out that Action Johnny's actually older than Dr. Venture.
But very well preserved.
Or that just like Rusty is haggard.
Also, the whole episode concludes when Rusty comes to the conclusion that I'm not a boy adventurer, I have my own family, I grew up. And it's kind of a moment.
It's the sweetest moment ever. In my notes I wrote, effing love Dr. V.
I mean...
fervently, which I don't even remember doing until I looked at them this morning and I was like, oh, I guess I really do.
I don't think it was the sweetest moment ever.
It was so sweet. What do you mean?
Well, I liked... My sweetest moment was the Monarch at the end.
With his bathrobe and his cup of decaf.
Can I just, like, 2 words?
What?
Bathrobe. wait, 3. Briefs. It was so great. So great.
Oh,
with his skinny little legs.
I just thought he was so cute with, we are such harpers, I swear, but, when they're having, like, that moment with 21 and...
He's, like, stops by to chat.
I mean, all bets are off. That whole relationship, I don't even know where it's going. I'm just, like, along for the ride.
But they're kind of, like, friends now. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's opening up for some kind of sidekickery.
Or massive betrayal. Which brings us to the next point, which is that it turns out that no surprise, really, at the end, that the Monarch was behind the therapist murder, which was a complete... I was like, really? Amazing.
I know. Totally blindsided me.
Even though...
But it makes sense because the new rule is that you can't...
The new guild law.
Yeah, there's a new guild law, and you can't arch if the person you're arching has a therapist appointment.
Yeah, mental health day.
Mental health,
whatever.
yeah. But they have to have a doctor's note. But now he no longer has a doctor to have a doctor's note.
Which makes so much sense.
Kind of, the Monarch is pretty BA in this season. Like, he's really, like, actually arching.
He's stepping it up. I feel like he's maturing, like a fine wine in his ability.
He only gets better with age.
So anyway, you actually raised an interesting point last night because you were like, okay, well, if 21 planted the snake that killed the therapist, but what they were going on to get to that strip club was a little matchbook they found that had the strip club's, like, name on it. Mm-hmm. Did 21 drop the matchbook?
Which would mean that he's been hanging out at strip clubs.
You know who else hangs out at the strip club?
Hunter?
Yeah.
Hunter.
Anyway, the other storyline that was going on, being threaded through this, was that Sergeant Hatred was having a pedestrian slip-up breakdown situation.
Yeah, actually, it creeped me out. He was out of his no molestrol, which was his medicine that keeps him from molesting little boys. And although he seemed very, like, concerned, like, he didn't want to be around the boys, he didn't want to be in the theater filled with little man children. I don't know why I used that phrase.
Well, what freaks me out about it, I mean, I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be, like, still funny, but the fact that he felt, like, so bad about it, and, like, the actual clips of little cartoon boys that aren't Hank and Dean, something about that really creeped me out. I mean, is that weird?
No, I mean,
Like the one with the little kid on the bathroom floor. He's like trying to play with him or something, and I don't know. I was a little bit freaked out.
The shirtless boy in the bathroom.
And, it was just kind of like, okay, ha ha ha, still funny. Please
Weird,
stop.
awkward. Please stop.
And so, yeah.
Yeah, so when Hank dressed up like Tiny Feet and lured him out of the panic room.
Because he was having his little breakdown.
I mean, yeah, it's like a young boy dressed up as his true love. This is all very peculiar.
It is. And then, of course, it was kind of a cliffhanger where, you know, the henchmen all pop out and trank him. And so I'm like, at the end, I'm looking at you going, what?
Where did he go? What happened?
What happened?
And why are the henchmen in on, like, why did...
I know.
Who was it? Hank called him in?
Yeah.
I guess Hank and Dean, because they were working together, called the henchmen in to tranquilize Uncle Hatred.
And so, what does that mean? Where is he going to be in the next episode?
And are they, like, in league with each other?
Well, they were at the movies together.
They were. And he was like, you're not allowed to arch at the movies or something. And he's like, I'm not arching, I'm trying to watch the movie.
I think it was like Lord of the Rings, because they were talking, or something like that, because they were talking, it was a,
I can't believe I wasn't paying
three-parter.
attention to that. Oh yeah, the trilogy.
Thank you. I'm trying to, the only word that I have in my brain is trequel. It's not a word. So.
The third prequel. The trequel.
So, it was cracking me up. So.
It was.
I guess that's it, since we've already discussed the moment.
The Monarch.
We kind of jumped ahead. We were supposed to wait and talk about the Monarch, the moment between 21 and the Monarch, but we could not wait. Such was our excitement.
It was so good.
So again, we like to reiterate that if you have a Twitter, you should follow us, but not in a creepy way.
Yeah, I mean online, not in like life.
I mean, not in IRL. So, and then you should check out our weblog, and eventually we're gonna be trying to get some guest blogging people to join us.
It's going to be really exciting. We actually have a lot of really fun stuff planned. Mm-hmm. It's brand new, so we haven't really implemented anything yet.
So any ideas?
But we're working on projects.
Ideas, and as usual, your thoughts and comments and love and thoughtful and kind corrections, which we always appreciate. Please send to us to our email address, which is
veryventurevodcast@gmail.com.
Correct.
You can also tweet us at veryventuregirls, that's GRLS, at the Twitter. And you can visit us on our blog, which is veryventurevodcast.blogspot.com.
We are blowing up.
We're like the World Wide Web mistresses.
Adventuredom.
Love.
We'll work on that. Mm-hmm. All right, so you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you later.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, and happy venturing. Bye.